Alright friends, I'm going to start this video. What I want to show you. I'm going to be using Remington 3-inch once fires. They've been resized, deprimed, and reprimed. These are the TPS cushion wad. I'm cutting them down to 1.950 inches long. And then I'm fork pedal cutting them. But as you can see, I'm just doing barely over a half cut. Most time it's just half cut. Alright. I'm getting some incredible double-aught 14 pellet true 33 cals. I'm getting incredible patterns with them. I've also done come up with a 24 pellet #1, guys. Everybody loves that 24 pellet load. And I finally come up with one that's performing extremely well. But I've also shooting an 18 pellet 31 cal single aught. That's doing great. The wad is doing great. The hull's doing great. One of the biggest things is I got a hold to, my son did, a bunch of linotype lead. And we had a bunch of soft lead. And what we done was, this is probably a little too hard because I've redone some of it and come down. What I've done was 3 to 1 ratio. 3 pounds of pure lead to 1 pound of linotype, which is old printing press lead. And that stuff, buddy, is some kind of hard because we were doing it 2 to 1. And I ain't lying, the pellets were, you couldn't even scratch them with your fingernail. They were so hard. But what we're going to show you today is the load up that I was doing. And then after we load these today, we're going to take them to the range, and I'll do another video, guys. And I'll show you how good of a performer these actually are. I mean, they're doing an outstanding. So to me, this is really becoming one of my favorite wads, guys. There's hands down, it is just performing that good. But as Brother Wade had showed us too, and I thought it, but I wasn't sure, I hadn't tried it. Drop the charge just a little bit, because of this gas seal on this TPS cushion wad. There is no blow by. I mean, you can look at the hull, take a clear hull and shoot it. You don't see that burn mark running up the other side of the hull and everything, and upside the wad when you find them on the ground. Here's what they look like. I got a box of, I got thousands of them. But they're made for a 3.5, and I trim them down. I made a little tool out of a piece of PVC pipe and a razor blade. And I just trim them down to 1.950 inches long, guys. That's it. And then from there, I take my Gype wad splitter and I cut my 4 petals into it. But the total length of this wad is 1.950 inches. Wade does 1.880 inches, I think. Beauty of what he's doing is, see, mine will only work in 3s and 3.5s. You cut it down just a hair bit shorter like he's doing, you can also use this wad in 2 3/4 inch shells. But I don't shoot a whole lot of 2 3/4. The only ones I load for is guys at the Reed Creek Hunt Club that want them, that shoot 2 3/4. Me, I don't. But what I've found is, and I've been doing this, if you go to the Buck and Slug Reloaders page, Leon Guthrie, he's the head cheese over there. That's a great Facebook page, guys. If you're getting into this and you're wanting to learn this, that's a great page to be on. Man, there's a whole lot of guys on there that they're just doing some incredible stuff with buckshot. You ought to join that page. If you really want to get into this, this is what you need to join that page. Well, what I found out was, the other day I shot this at 26.5 grains of long shot with 14 pellet double-aught. And it was shooting anywhere from 1169 up to 1190 something. Plenty fast to kill a deer, trust me. plenty fast. My 24 pellet number 1, I dropped another half a grain of powder because of the payload weight, and I was shooting just straight up 26 grains. It was shooting 1,159 feet a second. Now, anybody that loves them 24 pellet number 1 knows you buy the Winchester 24 pellet number 1s, it's only shooting 1,050 feet a second. It's been killing deer since beginning of time. This one with 26 grains is shooting 109 feet a second faster than factory. And to me, it's performing a lot better than factory. We're going to load some of them up too. First thing I'm going to do is though, and check my Lee powder dispenser and make sure what the powder charge is throwing. Should be throwing 26 and a half. And that's what it's throwing, guys. 26.5. Alright, so now that I know that's all good, I'm going to dump my 26.5 of long shot into my Remington once fired hull. You can use brand new hulls. You can roll crimp this just as well as you can fold crimp it. It doesn't really matter. Roll crimping will actually have even less pressure than this. My TPS cushion wad, custom cut. As you can see, they're 4 pedals, half cut deals. I just fish it on down in there, guys. I get it started. Make sure all my pedals are opened up good. Shove it down in there. That's it. The beauty of the TPS cushion wad, the bottom's flat, guys. We don't have to put no cork wad, felt, nothing in there. Just drop my 14 pellets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 14 pellets, sometimes you have to give it a little nudge, but it doesn't dimple the hull out. You just give it a little nudge, shove them down in there, because they're pretty spacious. You can also do this load, guys, with 32 cal pellets if you got them, and it does just as good, basically. I just like a little bit bigger pellet because it gives a really big, hard-hitting thump. All right, my overshot card. Bear with me, guys. I punched a bunch of these out of a dollar store sheet poster board. So I made a whole bunch of these. I ain't got to buy them. They're just white overshot cards. I dropped my overshot card down in there on top of my over top my buffer and all. That there will keep the buffer from leaking if you have a little hole in the center of your hull, which is common. Hard to get it dead right. Pre-crimp. Final crimp. There it is, guys. 3-inch 14 pellet double-aught. And this thing is a hammer. I mean, it throws an incredible pattern. There's one of them. We'll go ahead and do another one. 26.5 of long shot. Another TPS cushion wad. Now my gun shoots the half cut the best if you're wanting extremely tight pattern, and I like tight patterns. That's just me. You can full cut them as Wade has showed us. You're still going to get a great pattern. It's just a little more open. That's the beauty also of this wad. You can make it tighter or more open. Depends on who you're loading for and what they like. 14 pellets once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Had to push them down just a hair. Like I said, them 33 cals go under real tight. 32 cal, you don't have to push nothing. They go in there just absolutely perfect. All right, another 12 gauge overshot card. Pre-crimp it. Final crimp it. Man, them Remington holes load up incredible. I just use my VN2 to give it a slight taper on the top. Now guys, I'm about to screw up because I'm not writing down what they are, so when I go shoot them. Alright, this is 14 pellets, double-aught, 3 cal, TPS cushion wad, half cut, 26.5 the long shot, an original buffer. This one also 14 pellets of double-aught, 0.33 cal, TPS cushion wad, half cut, 26.5 long shot. This thing is incredible, guys. You can even wade shooting up to 27 grains, and you can effectively with this load. I just shoot it at 26.5 because I was showing absolutely no pressure signs. The primer was perfect. There wasn't even an extractor mark on the brass, and to me, that's what I was wanting. And it was still shooting close to 1,200 feet a second. And with the pattern that it's throwing, yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. All right, the same load, guys. 26.5 a long shot. This hole here has had its better days, I can see. And if they don't open up the greatest of hole, it's kind of closed up. Just take a funnel, guys. Stick a funnel down in there, push on it a little bit. It'll open right up. All right. This one, 26.5 a long shot, TPS cushion wad. Make sure all my pedals are open. Shove it straight on down in there. Now, let me get rid of my 33s and pull out my 31s. The reason they're in these smaller containers, these are all my new lead. And buddy, this stuff is some kind of hard. Now, 31 cal will actually go down in there. It's a little snug. Might have to give a little nudge. But it'll go in there by threes. 4, 5, 6. Once you get them going, they'll usually go right on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Check that out, folks. 18 pellets of hammering 31 cal. And yes, I've already shot this. At 41 yards, I was putting all 18 of them in the target, guys. Which we're going to show you because we're going to go do another video of it. They were shooting that impressively. You can do this same load up with 18 pellets of 30 cal. Number one, true number ones. Number one super buck, as I call it. Factory number one buckshot is 28.5 caliber. Now you know why they're getting 24 pellets in there. Using that 28.5 caliber, they can do that. True 30 caliber, they can't do that. It's too big. So, this one is 18 pellets. Come out perfect, guys. 18 pellets of 31 cal single aught. Let's get it written down here. 18 pellets single aught, 31 cal, TPS, cushion wad, half cut, 26.5 long shot. When I shot the 24 pellet load, which we'll get to in a few minutes, I didn't shoot it through the Gerson because anybody who's been watching my videos knows my Gerson just don't like #1 buckshot. But I hadn't really tried it much with this wad. So, when we get to that one, I'm going to load up 3 of them. Because I'm actually going to send one of them through the Gerson and see what happens when we video it. This one I should have tried to open up before I even tried this. Because I can see it's not opened up enough to take the wad good. .26.5 a long shot, another TPS cushion wad stuck down the bottom of it. 18 pellets once again by 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're a little snug. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. 18 pellets of those burgundy hard cast 31 cals. Come right up to the top of that wad, guys. I mean, she dead at the top of it. You're not trying to fill up everything with buffer. You're just trying to get to the top of your pellets, guys. And there it is. I can barely see the top 2 pellets. One of my homemade overshot cars. Like I said, them Remingtons load great. You can shoot it just like that. But it has them little edges, as you can see. And some pump guns or anything, that can cause you to have a feeding issue. But a quick spin on the taper BN2 cape roll crimp, them edges are gone, and it's got a taper right there now. It'll feed in any gun now, guys. This load here was getting it done. All right, this is a 18 pellet once again, single aught, 31 cal, TPS cushion wad, half cut, 26.5 of long shot. I don't write down the buffer and all, because all my buckshot rounds I put buffer in. They just hold a better, more tighter pattern. Now we're going to have to readjust this to get it down to 26 grains, because like I said, I'm already shooting over 100 feet per second faster than factory, and that's plenty for me when it comes to #1. Now in my son's gun is a Stoeger M3500, and my TriStar G2 Viper. This 24 pellet load was killer, guys. So these Lee powder spent droppers, they're real easy to set up, guys, and adjust. Tighten it in a little bit. Well, that's down to 26.1 right there. Just a hair more. You gotta remember, it's only half a grain difference what I had lower. 26 dead even. But what I do is I do it twice to confirm it. .1, 1/10 of a grain. I can live with that. We'll do it one more time. .26 even. I love these little Lee powder dispensers. All right, let me move my 31 cals and get my, this #1 I'm shooting. Remember, like I told you, factory is shooting 28.5. Well, I don't have a 28.5 load mold, but I do have a 29 cal mold, which is a half a caliber bigger. But it's still working great, so don't worry about it. This load, I have tried it probably a dozen times now, guys. This load is very good and it's safe. If you want to try it out, don't be scared to try this out. I guess I need to start saying like Wade, this is not load data. This is what I shoot. But I have shot it through every shotgun I have, so you can take that for what it's worth. And I haven't had an issue. So, let's get back to it. As Wade would say, I'm waffling on. Alright. 26 grains of long shot, guys. I'm going to open that up just a hair. I'm going to grab TPS cushion wad. Get it started. Alright. These also will go in there by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. 24 pellets, guys, of 29 cal. It's overstacking my wad at 1.950 inches. It's overstacking it by 1 row. Now this load, it is a little tight fitting, height wise. You're pushing it to the max. But it's working. It would probably do a little better if I fold crimped it. But it's still done a beautiful job. You can see little tiny dimples. It's not affecting it feeding in anybody's gun so far. None of my 3, anyway, that I shot it out of. Now, when you come to this part, I would not be putting a lot of pressure because you're going to make that dimple come out a lot harder. But that's 24 pellet number 1. If you had 28.5 like factory's using, you wouldn't see any of that little bumps. But you can barely feel them, but they're there. But it's not enough, trust me. I'll show you in just a second. This is 24 pellets. Number 1. 0.29 cal. TPS cushion wad. Half cut. 26 grains of long shot. I had talked to Wade about it, and Wade said 30 grains of blue dot also does really, really well with this load. So, there's one of them, guys. Here comes number 2. 26 grains of long shot once again. TPS cushion wad, half cut. Push it down there to snug on top of your powder, guys. Alright. 24 pellets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 pellets, 1 row above my wad. This here is going to make a whole lot of my buddies at Reed Creek happy. A lot of them love that 24 pellet load. Now if you watch my previous videos, I got number 2 buckshot that stacks in here. You can get 24 pellets and it stays dead inside the wad, guys. You really can't ask for any more. But that's a caliber and a half smaller than even what factory's using as #1 buckshot. Pre-crimp. Final crimp. 24 pellets. This is actually a half a caliber bigger than what factory's using, guys. Oh, yeah, I told you I would show you. Let me grab, well, the TriStar is a 3-inch gun. It's kind of funny how similar the TriStar and the Gerson are. But the TriStar shoots this #1 great. The Gerson does not. Chambered up just fine, guys. Where's the other one at? 24 pellet #1. You know, it'll feed right up in there. Make sure the magazine feeds just fine. Just fine, guys. Alright. Now that you've done seen how well that does, let's make sure. That's the old style gas system on the TriStar. The Gersons, Benellis, and all that, this is the inertia gas system. Here's that same 24 pellet #1. You gotta hit that button to feed it. This system is not as strong, chucking shells up in there. Let's put more than one in there. Here's both of them. That little dimpling. It's working just fine, guys. So, now that we've established it'll load in everybody's gun, let's move on to the next one and get it loaded. So I can take these things to the, they're gonna drop it right on the edge of it. Fold it in my little pretty paper crimp. That's alright, we put it right back to good. Alright. This one is also 24 pellet #1. 0.29 cal. TPS cushion wad. Half cut. Like I said, guys, now play around with the cuts on them. Pete come over here with a Browning A5. This same load up, but with the 14 pellet double-aught. His shoots the full cut. Now, he was shooting a rectifier full choke. 14 pellet double-aught, and he got down to shooting them in a 12-inch pattern at 40 yards. You can't get much better than that. That was my first experience with rectifier chokes, and I went through a lot of loads before I finally found one that it liked. Me and him was in here probably, I'd have to say we was in here 5 hours trying to find a load that gun would shoot good. But then all of a sudden, and I mean, it was getting late in the day, I loaded up the 14 pellet one, and I told him, I said, let me try the cushion wad. Did it full cut. He went out there, we backed up to 40 yards again, and bam, there it was. I mean, just 12-inch pattern. You couldn't have done it any prettier. It couldn't have worked out no better because I was getting a little annoyed. But shotguns are like rifles, guys. A lot of guys will go to the store every year, buy whatever buckshot they can, and the way it's been, you kind of really can't blame nobody. But they have no idea what their gun shoots good. Like I said, that Gerson right there, I love that gun. It won't shoot #1s to save its, I mean, it'll spread them everywhere, 24-inch patterns. But I'll show you tomorrow. You put that double-aught in there, and then we get to a totally different ball game. All right, 24 pellets, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now, if you do join the Buck and Slug Reloaders page for shotgun, which we'll load anything. If you got a question, Wade Rush is on there. I'm on there. Leon Guthrie is pretty much the master, what I've seen, of slugs. He's on there. That's my next get into thing here is slugs. I want to build, because I want to shoot them Russian slugs like he does. I want to be, if I ever had to, I can grab my slug gun and I can go deer hunting and I don't have to worry about ammo. Because I can cast my own bullets just like I cast these buckshot pellets. And Leon and them, with them slugs at 100 yards, they're just destroyed. I mean, a deer wouldn't walk away from them. 24 pellets. Once again, guys, #1 buckshot. Put a little Vaseline on there. Man, I hadn't done it all day. I wonder why I'm burning the top of my holes. I never did say I was the sharpest tool in the shed. .24 pellet, #1. These loads, guys, I'm showing them to you now because I've already went through all the testing and they're doing great. 24 pellet, #1, which is actually what I'm shooting is 29 cal pellets. TPS cushion wad, half cut, 26 grains, long shot. Like I said, my 24 pellet #1 is shooting a little over 100 feet per second faster than factory #1s. But I'm getting a better pattern, what I can tell so far. We'll let y'all be the judge of it as soon as I go down here real quick and shoot them. I'll try to get it done for certain today, and then I'll post a video on it. But them loads right there, if you can get you some of these TPS cushion wads, I know everything is tight right now, guys, getting stuff to load. But if you can get some of these, there's an MG42 somehow another got in there. You can get you some of these. That wad, it's very versatile. You really can't go wrong with it. Anyway, stay tuned, and this afternoon I will get to shooting these so you can see what they're doing. All right, guys, I hope that helps some of y'all, and maybe you can get your hands on some of them. We'll holler at you later when we come up with something else. Bye.